Hi, this is Keshav here. Welcome back. Today in this video, let's see how do we join multiple datasets in ADF by using join transformation activity. Alright, let's get started. Before, if you are watching my video for first time and you haven't been subscribed yet, do subscribe for more videos from my side on Azure and also on Power BI. Alright, I'm gonna take same case study what I covered in my previous video. Let me read through the requirement. Identify source to target mapping in database called AdventureWorks database. To build the fact table called fact product sales in TargetDB database with below schema. And also develop pipeline for daily loads from source to target. Alright, in a high level what I am trying to do, I am trying to build a new table, that is fact product sales table in TargetDB database by loading the data from source tables. Those are available in AdventureWorks DB, but I need to identify those source tables and required columns also based on our requirement. Based on the given table below here, this table, it will show what columns exactly I need in our target table. We could see product name, product color, category name, order date, due date, ship date, total sales, tax amount and profit. Alright, I already identified what tables and what columns I need to pull from each of those tables. Let me walk you through that design that I created. So if you could observe here, I just already identified the tables and how to join them also I just specified here. Okay, so if you could look at this model, the main driving table here is sales order table, which has got most of the columns, and that table will be joining to sales order detail, and sales order detail will be joining to product will be joined to product category table. Sales order table will be joined to sales order detail with sales order ID, and sales order detail will be joined to product with product ID, and product table will be joined to product key with category ID. So here already I built the query. In my previous video I used this query to load into final destination table, right? But currently our source is SQL database. So as it is SQL database, we can build SQL query and we can use that query for loading into final table. But in case if our source datasets are like Excel or CSV files, of course we can't write this SQL query to join all the datasets and load the data into final dataset, right? That's what I'm making this video, to show you how do we achieve this requirement just by using direct joins transformation activity in ADF. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you. Same case study, nothing is changed, only instead of using this query to load data, I'll be directly joining those required data sets in ADF itself and loading the data into final table. Okay, so we already identified what data sets we need to join. So I need sales order header, sales order detail, product and category. Let's see how do we join them and get requirement done. Alright, let me take you guys into ADF environment. Before I show you, we have already target table created with required schema. Okay, product name, color, category, order date, due date, ship date, total sales, tax and profit. Okay, so our final table is ready. Just we need to build a pipeline which can join all input datasets and load into final dataset. Now let's go ahead and build the pipeline. Alright, let me take you guys into ADF environment. I already logged into Azure portal and also launched ADF as well. Okay, let's go ahead and create pipeline. Of course I can use this default pipeline. I'm gonna change pipeline name as joins. Let's go ahead and use the respective activity here. First let me start data flow debug. It might take a while to start that cluster. Let it go in parallel. Meanwhile we can go ahead and build our data flow. So under move and transform, we could see two activities as usual, copy data and data flow. Of course in our case we need data flow because we're gonna do some sort of transformation. Just dragged and dropped data flow activity, and let me go ahead and say create new data flow. We don't have any existing data flow. I'm gonna go for mapping data flow, say okay. Let me give data flow name as joins. Alright, and let me go ahead and add required sources in our data flow activity. Alright, let's click on the add source. Just follow this model what I created. The first source, the driving table is sales order header. Let me go ahead and add that. I'm gonna name it as sales header. Alright, and type dataset, let's say new. We don't have any dataset existing, so let me go ahead and create new dataset. Of course, our source is Azure SQL database. Let me select that, say continue, and I'm gonna say sales header. I have already link services created. Let me go ahead and use the existing link services. If you want to see how do you create link services, please refer my previous video. Instead of creating link services every time, I'm gonna use existing link services. Just I'll paste my previous video links over there in the description. You can use them for your reference. Alright, now here the table name is sales order header, right? Let me select that, say okay. Then first data set is ready. Now let's go ahead and create second data set. If you go to source options, yep, input type is table, of course, that's fine. Now let's say go to projection, input columns are populated here. Okay, now let's go ahead and add second data set. This I'm gonna name it as sales details. As per our model, next data set is sales order. Fine. Now let's go ahead and create new data set, Azure SQL DB, sales details. I'm gonna use existing link service, that is AdventureWorks, and here table name I'm gonna select sales details, say okay. Fine. Source option table, that's okay. And if you go to projection, yes, all columns are populated. Alright, now let's go ahead and add third data set. And here it is product. Let me take you guys into model again. Yes, next is product. I'm just using this model for reference so that it will be more clear for you guys. Done. Next, go ahead and create new data set. Product. Select the link service, that is AdventureWorks. Every time for all these data sets, source DB is AdventureWorks database. That's what I'm using, same link service that I created with AdventureWorks database. Alright, now let's go ahead and use product table, say okay. Done. Next, the final data set, that is product category, right? Now let's go ahead and create product category. I'm going to name it as category, say new, Azure SQL database. Fine, AdventureWorks, and let me select category. Yep, done. That's it. We added all required data sets. There are 4 data sets. Now what we need to do, now we need to join all these 4 data sets, right? How do you join in ADF? For joining, we have got a transformation activity called join. If you click on this plus symbol over there in first data set, you could see join, and we also got union, right? Union is mainly to append the rows, but we are not going to append the rows, right? We are looking up into multiple tables. We are joining and pulling required columns from each data set, right? So for that we need to use join transformation activity. If you look at this join transformation activity, right, see here this icon itself, it indicates that we can join only 2 data sets at a time, right? But we have got 4 data sets. How do we join them? Let's go ahead and use this join here, and let's complete the settings for this first join. If you go to joins transformation activity, right, you could see here multiple join types: full outer, inner join, left outer, right outer, and cross join, right? So in our case, as this is our driving table, I don't want to filter out any records from this table. If in case here, if there are no join conditions satisfied for any specific records, what happens? If you use inner join, those records will be filtered out, right? If you want to avoid that happening, what you can do, you can go for left outer join. What left outer join does, it will just take out all the records from left table and only matching records from right table. But when you go for inner join, what happens? It will take only matching records from both the tables, right? But in our case, we have got matching records in all the tables. So in this case, either I can go for inner join or left outer join. Let me repeat again. As this is driving table, sales order header is driving table, I don't want to filter out any records from this table. I can go for left outer, but still I am going for inner join because I don't see any record filtering out. That's it. I selected inner join here. Sales header is the first table. Then right stream, I'm gonna select sales details. How do I join these two tables? With sales order ID. If you could observe here, sales order ID, right? All right, I'm gonna select sales order here, and here also sales order. That's it, done. Okay, now I need to join next dataset, that is product, right? So I'm gonna use join on top of join. Let me go to join one and select join. Fine. Here for this second join, right, the first join would be the left side table and right side table would be our product. Okay, now let's go ahead and complete the settings. Join one is the left stream, and right stream I'm gonna select product. Join one has got, you know, all the columns from both the tables, that is sales order as well as sales details table. Okay, now again inner join. Here from join one, I'm gonna select product ID. So product table will be joined with product ID from sales details table. Okay, we have got product ID here, and let me select product ID from the product table. All right, the second join also done. Now we have got one more data set to join, that is category data set, right? Again, let me add one more join. On top of second join, I'm going to add one more join. Now second join is the left side data stream for third join, right? And right side data stream for third join is category data set. All right, now let's say category, and again inner join. How it will be joined? From left data stream, I'm gonna select product category ID and product category ID from category dataset. All right, all done. So we joined all our datasets, all 4 datasets we joined, and we are ready to go ahead with next step. Okay, what is next step? If you observe here, we have got one field called profit, but that profit is not there any one of our datasets. If you observe here, we don't have profit. That we need to create on the fly. Okay, for that what I'm gonna do, on top of third join, I'm gonna add one transformation activity called derived column transformation. By using this derived column transformation, I'm gonna derive that field called profit. I'm gonna name it as profit. How I'm gonna derive? I'm gonna derive by writing expression. Let me click on expression here. When you click on expression, it will open one window where you could write your expression. It could be either complex expression or simple expression. I'm gonna derive one profit column. That is very simple derivation. I'm gonna just say subtotal, that is total sales, right? Subtotal minus tax amount. That means total sales amount minus tax amount will give my profit, right? That's it. It's very simple expression. I'm gonna say save and finish. All right, derived column also ready. Then finally what we need to do, we need to push this data to final data set, right? For that what we need to do, we need to add our final data set. Okay, so go to the last activity, that is derived column activity. Click on plus, go all the way down, select destination, that is sync, and complete our sync dataset settings. Maybe you can say target. Fine. Now let me go ahead and create new dataset, Azure SQL database. Let me name it as target. Select link service, that is target DB link service. What is our table? Our table is fact product sales. Let me select that, say OK. All right, we are done with all required steps. The final thing that we need to do is mapping. That's very important thing, that we need to finish mapping input to target, right? So go to settings, all done. If you go to mappings, by default it is mapped, auto mapping is there. Let's take up that, because it won't be mapped correctly, because there are many columns coming from input dataset, but in our target dataset we got only limited columns, and also column names might be different, so definitely mapping will not be done properly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do manual mapping here, add mapping, fixed mapping. I'm gonna take off this first one, that is auto mapped one. Let me take off that, and let me look at our target table. We know that these are the columns, those we need to map from source, right? Let me start and keep mapping. First one is product name. It's up to you, it doesn't matter, you don't need to follow the sequence, but only you need to make sure that you are mapping to correct destination column, that's it. As I got two columns, right, names, so it will specify with table name, right? That is fully qualified name. Product name, that is from product table. So let me select name, and it should be mapped to product name column. Next, add mapping again, fixed mapping. I'm gonna say category name, and here it should be category name. Next, let me say color, product color. See, if you observe here, color it's not with table name, it's because it's unique from all the 4 datasets, so that was the reason. Okay, next I'm gonna say ship date. Yep, mapped automatically. Then order date. Yep. Next I'm gonna add sales amount, that is subtotal. Let me just a little bit pull it up, subtotal, and here it is total sales. Next, mapping tax, fine, and here also column name is same, automatically mapped. Next, I think the final one is profit, only profit is left, I guess. Let me say profit, and here it is profit, right? All done, I guess. Let me check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 columns, and let me check here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Something is missing. What is missing? Product name, color, category name, order date, due date, ship date. I think due date is missing, I guess. Yes, due date is missing. Let me map due date as well. Alright, done. So we mapped all our input columns to output columns. Fine. Now let's go ahead and publish it. When I publish, automatically that data flow will be saved. All our data sets also will be saved. Alright, now let's go ahead and execute our data flow activity. Alright, so for that I'm gonna go to the data flow here. Let's say debug. I hope all settings are done. Hopefully it will be executed successfully. Let's see, in case if you are getting errors, we'll go ahead and resolve. That's it. Let's go ahead and click on debug. Fine, it shouldn't take much time. Let's see, let's wait for that. As of now, if you observe here, we don't have a data in our target table, right? Let's wait for data to be populated. I think it is in progress now. If I click on yes, it is running. See, if you observe that status, right, it's in progress. Let's wait for a few seconds, it will be done. Alright, it is executed now successfully. Let's go ahead and validate if we have data in our target table. Alright, let me execute this query. Alright, we could see data populated into our target table. Fine. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching my video. Please do subscribe for more videos from my side on Azure and also on Power BI. We'll meet again with a different case in next video. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.